Hi everyone, welcome back. The honeymoon phase is that carefree, loved up time at the start of a couple's life together that is believed to be the perfect time where everything is amazing. It's just wonderful. And what has this got to do with homing a greyhound? Let's find out. At the start of a relationship, everything that occurs might be seen as fascinating and adorable quirks that you and your significant other share. They can do no wrong, but that invariably fades after a few months, or if you're lucky, maybe a couple of years, and you start to find some of those cute habits are maybe a little bit less endearing than they used to be as time goes on. Exactly the same can occur with a new dog in the household. To start with, you might find yourself besotted with the new addition, and your tolerance of the changes that they bring to your life can be quite high, especially when they bring things that are enjoyable. It can be lovely to cuddle up on the sofa, and snuggling up together in the evening is a great way to unwind after a busy day. You might enjoy strolling through the local park in the sunshine or buying them toys at the pet shop. And the honeymoon period applies from the dog's perspective as well. The first few weeks and months are a time of massive adjustment for a greyhound, and this can be really quite overwhelming. And at the start of their time with you, they may be feeling a bit reserved and not showing their true personality. I think this is one of the main difficulties when choosing a dog to adopt. The one you see at kennels and in those early months is unlikely to be the same as how they end up. And Daisy was a prime example of this. In kennels, she was incredibly shy and nervous and clingy, but eventually she blossomed into really quite a determined character who knew her own mind very clearly. She was actually far more assertive than Meg is, even though when I got Meg, she appeared to be a more confident dog. But it took a long time for this side of Daisy to show, and it only surfaced once she felt comfortable with her new situation and with us as her family. I never expected to see a little scrap of a thing like Daisy bossing Gandalf around or giving him what for if he annoyed her, but we did. From your perspective, as things start to settle into a routine of everyday activities, some of the little flaws you see cropping up in your greyhound might need a bit more tolerance than they did at first, and others may show up that you didn't see before. So it could be cute at first when they ask for toast to share with you, and you get a good feeling when you give them some of your snack. But if that grows into persistent begging and you can't eat a meal in peace, it can get quite annoying. Initially, jumping up might be adorable as they seem keen for a cuddle. But what if they then jump up at visitors who are scared of dogs and maybe even scratch them with their nails? Perhaps you get fed up of them hogging the sofa or demanding to go out for a pee in the middle of the night because it was raining earlier. They might feel brave enough to start counter surfing, or they might begin to steal your slippers and other things. In many ways, it's lovely to see because, however annoying it may be, it shows they're moving beyond those initial stages of being concerned and starting to relax. And it's not uncommon to find that even with a dog that's been in a home before, things that you were told they were fine about in the last home proved to be different in yours. Once the reality of their situation sinks in, you may find they start to get so overwhelmed that they can't cope with walking or freeze when they do go out. This isn't them suddenly deciding to become difficult, or as people often say, behaving stubbornly. It's quite simply that they're not coping. So it's just the enormity of the change has sunk in and they don't have the resources to deal with it. And this often doesn't happen till a few weeks in. So you might not realize that's in your future when you first get the dog. How much they are affected by the changes that they are experiencing can depend on their personality and their individual experience that's happened before. And this is going to affect how quickly they bounce back. There are also the dogs that react to stress by going rather over the top instead of becoming withdrawn. and they get a bit hyper. They're just into everything and really, really lively and forward and in your face. I've tended to adopt or foster the ones who are known to have issues that make them difficult to home. And so typically for me, things have got better with time rather than worse. But you still see them moving through stages in their adaptation to home life and their new circumstances. And I've certainly talked to plenty of people who have appeared to adopt a very well behaved dog who took months to reveal their true colours and start testing the boundaries. And what happens next is governed by how you respond. So, for this reason, I think it's important to set out as you mean to continue, however perfect they may seem at first. It's always easier not to let the behaviour develop in the first place than it is to try to change it later on. Knowing the house rules and the routine sets everyone up for success. And it would be so easy to say, oh, poor thing, we'll just let him on the sofa this first week and then he can use his bed after that. He's had such a hard time in those kennels. But then they decide they like the sofa and you want it back and they've got other ideas. Any change is stressful and it can take weeks, if not months, to adjust. And the body's hormones have to rebalance back to their normal level. However your dog is affected, I think we can all say that for those other than the most absolutely laid back dogs that you could imagine, is that things will definitely change one way or the other. And for me, that's one of the most beautiful things that it is that we see with greyhounds when we get them home. It's being part of that change and helping them to become the dog they're meant to be. So from me and Floppy, that's all for now. We'll be back again soon with more videos for you. Bye-bye. He wants the ball. You can have it? Do you want it? Okay, you can have it. Got it? Good chap. Gandalf, please don't do that. You see? Here we go. Gandalf. Mr. G. Mr. G. Hey. Hey, Gandalf. Yes, don't do that, please. We're busy. Don't do that. Yes. Look out for new videos every Monday. And why not subscribe so you don't miss out?